So do your shit. On a mission. Welcome back to the Lit House.
Trying to get 100 M's, nigga. I'm on a mission. 24/6, 365 until I reach the heavens. Until I reach the heavens.
I'm on a mission. All right, we good now. Welcome back to the Lit House. Whatever you do, keep the light within you shining bright. You feel me? Fuck that shade, get paid, and that's every single motherfucking day. On Meat TV, Heckler's on a mission every motherfucking day. This is a real nigga reaction. Whatever you do, keep the light within you shining bright. You feel me? Real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it, and fuck niggas gonna hate. Regardless, I promise you that. So do your shit to the motherfucking fullest, nigga. I don't care what they think, and you shouldn't either, nigga. All right, and without any further ado, here we go. Matter of fact, I'm finna try something different. I'll put that in. That all right, so let's do something else. What's up, y'all? What the lit read? Yeah. Trying some shit right quick. All right, let's get to it. Welcome back to the Lit House yet again. I am Capital. Whatever you do, do it capital and create a positive impact today and later. Feel me? Fuck them haters. Get your paper straight like that. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Y'all have been leaving comments that are becoming too frequent to ignore, where y'all are accusing me of being compromised, of being biased, and being terrified and scared to speak on this academics TV situation. I'm so confused because when have y'all ever known me for being scary? When have y'all ever known me of being compromised or biased or ducking a conversation? Bro, I'm Mr. Algorithm, bro. I'm putting out whatever is hitting that algorithm. I honestly thought, right hand to God, I honestly thought y'all wouldn't care about this story. We covered it like 3 or 4 or 5 different times. I thought y'all considered this like old news by now. I thought I'll be beating a dead horse if I covered this new iteration, but I received enough comments about it to where you guys want me to talk about it, so I'm here to talk about it. But it's never gonna be compromised, bro. I'm the guy that y'all called a F ninja, a bad person, terrible human being, all type of stuff, because I said in one of my videos, I tell all my homies, hey, bro, if I gotta choose between my chat and you, I'm choosing my chat. If I got to choose between my audience and you, I'm choosing my audience, right? If me talking about you on my YouTube channel is going to break up our relationship, then we not friends because I'm going to speak about you. Y'all call me a terrible human being. Y'all said, Flacco, what's wrong with you? Why would you put your audience before your friend? So now y'all are telling me, hey, Flacco, you compromise, you bias, you scary, you're an F-boy for not speaking on one of your homies.
Welcome to Iron Beam, the future of futures trading. With our cutting-edge chart trading feature and 300 plus indicators, you can now trade directly off the chart anytime, anywhere, delivering seamless trading.
It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. I'm a terrible human being if I put my audience before my friends. And I'm also a terrible human being if I don't speak about every single detail of one of my homies' situation. This miscellaneous Twitter page that had about 10 followers a week ago has somehow become the plug for all things Grand Wizard in terms of this investigation. This miscellaneous Twitter page that had no identity, no followers about a week ago is now getting the images from the private investigators before anybody is getting it. They're getting information about what's going on with the private investigators outside of Grant's house. They know when the private investigators are outside of Grant's house. They know every update that takes place outside of Grant's house. Now, one can only imagine that the person running this account obviously has ties to the private investigators and the people who are in charge of this Grand Wizard chat investigation. Now, this is not a criminal investigation, right? These are private investigators who I guess are working on a lawsuit because Grant had pissed off, Rock Nation or TDE. Well, TDE were the first people to begin their investigation. They were the first ones to hire private investigators, and I guess Rock Nation and other people followed suit. But this Twitter page, again, this is this random page with no identity whatsoever, has strangely become the plug to all things Grand Wizard when it comes to this investigation because they're the ones getting the images first and they're the ones posting it. So they posted this, and this has been their biggest post to date. And their post stated, George Nguyen, a.k.a. Grand Wizard Chat Ninja, now them doing this, right, like them not tweeting out the word shows me, okay, they're not black, they're white. So the man behind Academics TV is photographed in Australia.
Not necessarily. That's not what that means. Because when I talk a message, when I talk a message to send it on text, like I talk the message for it to type it out, that's how it types it. So he could have been. Well, actually no, because they only got the stars. Or maybe they just ain't want to do it because certain, you know what I'm saying? Certain. Man, what the fuck, white people? What the fuck do people give a fuck about typing the word? People don't give a fuck about saying the word or typing it, man. They did that shit to be politically correct for social media, because social media be doing shit sometimes. They hate speech or whatever.
Being served one of multiple lawsuits he's facing, along with possible criminal charges tied to multinational crackdown on crypto-fueled gambling and money laundering. Whenever you hear possible criminal charges, like I roll my eyes. And the reason why I roll my eyes severely, you can be privy to, let's say, a civil lawsuit, right? If Jay-Z and Rock Nation, if TDE, right, and Day Free, if they're sending out private investigators to stalk and follow Grand Wizard because they got a lawsuit they're about to serve them, that's one thing. Y'all aren't privy to criminal investigations, right? So this possible criminal charge, that's them just tying it in, right? That's them trying to juice it up. Because whatever you guys are suing him civilly for are not criminal charges. Y'all don't have the jurisdiction nor the power as Americans to file charges against Grand Wizard. What did he do? Now, what they're saying is, oh, well, his crypto activity from stake and these sweepstakes casinos, well, it's illegal. Y'all have no idea, right? So essentially, anybody who stake, right? Because again, like Grand Wizard is, I guess he has a deal with stake or he's working with stake. I'm not sure, but that's what they are alleging, right? Like, I'm not sure, but I do know like Grand Wizard, does like clipping. He has like a clipping company and he works with Kick, I believe, right? So if Kick is paying people through crypto, if stake is paying people through crypto, then anybody they've ever paid in crypto, are they doing something inherently illegal? Obviously not, right? Like clearly not. Right, so these people have no idea, no clue about no criminal charges coming. They're stalking him with private investigators and they're filing civil suits. So them added into possible criminal charges is that's them trying to juice it up, right? That's fear mongering, right? They're hiring professional stalkers to take pictures of this dude to get him served, and then they're posting it and hitting towards possible criminal charges. Cut it out, okay? So the images that we've seen here is of Grand Wizard like walking his dogs. Grant refused to accept the paper, so they threw it on the ground, which is a lawsuit. And the dog is trying to get to the paper. Grant is pulling the dog away. But I guess from like their perspective or how the internet is viewing it,
You can't serve no nigga when he got his hands full. He obviously walking 2 dogs. Bitch would have been mad as fuck. Them dogs would have bit his ass. Them dogs would have ran up on him.
Just him trying to pull the dog away from the paperwork gave like this aura or this feeling of him being spooked, so they're running with it. Grant is like standing back, he's looking at them. I have not seen the lawsuit. I don't know why Grant is being sued. I don't know what they served him with. What I can tell you, all we've heard so far is Grant receives crypto from Steak and Kick for running this clipping company, and the clips, they run narratives through the clip. Well, that's not your business if he's receiving crypto. That's up to Australia to figure out if he's in compliance. But Steak and Kick pays a lot of influencers in crypto. They pay a lot of big names like Drake in crypto. So accepting crypto from Steak and Kick is now illegal. You're not going to jail. Even if it is illegal, it's not Rock Nation and TDE's business. It's Australia. So you guys can't sue him for accepting crypto. That makes zero sense whatsoever. So even them adding in possible criminal charges makes no sense because it's not your business nor jurisdiction, right? If he gets paid in crypto or not. Now, they could be suing him for defamation, but Academics TV is owned by DJ Academics. Grant is, I guess, the person who runs the page, like the manager of the page, but Grant has interns who post to the page directly. He don't post to the page himself. So if you're suing Grant, but not Academics, but Academics owns the page, Grant is the manager, and if you're saying, oh, okay, we can't sue Academics because Academics ain't making the post himself, so he's not defaming us per se. Granted, but Grant not making the post either. Grant has an intern, right? See, it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Like, this entire thing doesn't make sense. Now, it'll probably make more sense once I read the actual lawsuit. I have not seen it yet. It's not privy to us at all, right? Because it hasn't been filed yet publicly. But Wayno did say that he was able to see the lawsuit, or he got a peek of it.
I need subs, likes, and hypes. All right, bet. So listen, a couple of days ago, I did an episode talking about Charlemagne and DJ Academics, two people that I have good relationships with. I felt like even at the odds that it could be figured out because it wasn't that deep. But Charlemagne has been saying publicly that there is some sort of larger thing brewing with all of this cryptocurrency shit, all of this, chat nigga, what you can say online, what you can't. I've actually seen the file. You know what I mean? I've seen the PDF. And yeah, it has a whole lot of information concerning what's going on online.
Let's dissect this. Wayno says he's seen the PDF, and the PDF involving the lawsuit, right, they plan on filing against Grand Wizard, it involves online activity, which would mean it involved his Twitter posts, his X posts, his IG posts. And they're saying, these posts, they believe Grand or Academics TV was being paid to disseminate this information. Well, that's what clipping is, right? Well, that's what clipping is. Yeah, people pay clip pages to post things that they have posted. Now, if they're talking about not clipping, but they're talking about, hey, Academics TV wrote this lie about me, and they got paid to write this lie about me, then that's one thing, that's defamation, and Grant would have to deal with that. But we have yet to see that. Now, I've read a lot of Academics TV posts. I have not seen where straight up defamation will fall in line. That I think they're very careful with kind of adding in allegedly. They're very careful. They carefully construct these posts to where I don't think you'll be able to get Grant on defamation based on how careful he is with writing these posts. Even when he was going off on Charlemagne the God, right? He wrote something accused rapist. He didn't say, Charlemagne the God, you are. No, he says Charlemagne the God accused rape, right? So he's very careful and very calculated with how he writes these posts. But I'll really have to see something just outright horrendous for me to treat this anything other than this is just powerful people with a lot of money going after somebody because they don't like how they're reported on. They don't like that these people are able to post about them and ruin their public reputation and their name, right? Jay-Z and Rock Nation don't like the fact that Grant don't like them. They don't appreciate the fact that Grant thinks they're snakes, that Grant thinks they're disingenuous. They don't like the fact that Grant is going off on them, right? That Grant is changing the perception of Rock Nation as a whole, right? Even Charlemagne the God, and he stated, when Jay-Z did the freestyle, you seen this concerted group of people, they were all posting the same headline, going off on Jay-Z and changing the narrative around Jay-Z. If Charlemagne the God is saying that, that means that's conversations being had that Jay-Z and Rock Nation believes that Grant and the people that Grant is in bed with, they're the ones responsible for Rock Nation being viewed as demons. I'm here to tell them, no, bro. No, people have this general perception of Jay-Z and Rock Nation because they do a lot of foul things and hide their hands, right? For example, this thing with Target. This thing with Target is absolutely foul. It's disgusting, it's nasty.
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire meeting?
I'm actually listening better than I ever have. Let me share my screen. Do you see this? Everything we're saying is being transcribed in real time. Look, word for word. That's exactly what you just said.
Wait, So you're not taking notes because
Otter is, and I can even use the chat function as well. So, for example, what did we decide on the budget? Just like that. See, instant answer.
that's actually incredible.
Right? And the best part is, after this meeting, I'll get a full custom summary based on the meeting type, action items, and it's all generated automatically and organized for me. I'm actually more present in meetings now because I'm not frantically typing.
Okay, I need this. How do I get it?
It's free. Just go to otter.ai. Trust me, you'll never do manual note taking again.
Never take manual notes again.
You're about to lose $50,000 for your car accident because you don't know this one trick. Check this out. I'm an attorney. I've been doing this for years. And I'm standing here because most people walk away from accidents leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table and nobody tells them. Look at this. This is a real settlement. One of our clients, car accident, almost a year after when he came to us. Most people assume they missed their shot. They think that it was too long ago. My injuries weren't that bad. I don't know if it's worth it. That's exactly what the insurance company wants you to think. Here's what they don't tell you. If you were injured in a car accident in the last year, Phil, even if you were a passenger, even if the accident seemed minor, dumb, you may still be owed serious money. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've thought about hiring an attorney before.
Shut up, bitch. I got one on.
But they would do something foul and never address it, right? When they know they're absolutely wrong and cooked, they'll never address it, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, Jay-Z did the Targets thing. Jay-Z got accused by Van Lathan of calling up TMZ and asking TMZ to run a negative story on a Colin Kaepernick to kill Colin Kaepernick influence. So Jay-Z and the NFL partnership can flow seemingly. He don't address those accusations, but he drops a 7 to 14-minute documentary of him talking about, no, my hearing locks was real. No, my hearing not fake. So you pick and choose which accusation you want to address. You don't address all the foul things like Target, like Jermaine Dupri, like backbiting Colin Kaepernick, like from stealing from art. You do not address stealing from artists, among other things, but you would address, hey, he's wearing a lace front wig, right? So no, it's things like that that contribute to why people don't like Rock Nation, not Grand. Now, again, I haven't spoken to Grand about this specifically, but I don't think Grand is too worried, right? Because academics would write, just a reminder, we know how y'all OGs, the jig is up. No lawsuits gonna scare fans or stop people from reporting the truth or keeping it 100 about y'all. It's starting to make sense, LOL. Only one group of people doing this nonsense. Same play they try to do on Academics TV. They try to scare off independent journalists and fans who went down with their clown show. Now, what Academics is talking about when he says that, Desiree Perez, like, dropped this document in court where she's responding back to her daughter, like, Damori, who's suing Desiree for doing a lot of scandals and nasty things to her. We covered their lawsuit on this channel in length. But in the motion, like, they included like 30 to 40 like Nicki Minaj fan pages who they claim are disseminating negative information about Desiree Perez and Rock Nation on behalf of Damori. And they want the court to punish Damori because they're claiming Damori is who's feeding the information to the like Nicki Minaj fan pages. So they included like 30 to 40 fan accounts, like literal fan accounts in this lawsuit. These people are unhinged. They have lost their mind. They are not the good guys. And I don't see how y'all don't see.
Notice I'm not successful. I haven't even scratched the surface yet of success when it comes to this shit. But I am getting back into it, so I shouldn't be, you know. But do I really want those type of problems? Yes. Yes, I do. They say more money, more problems. Bitch, bring on the motherfucking problems.
This, bro. Right? Like terrorizing, harassing 30 to 40 fan pages because they tweeted something about you that you don't like and you are a public figure. But people see this and they ignore it because like they hate Grand or they hate Academics or they hate Drake. How can y'all support, like how do you guys support Rock Nation like harassing fans, like random Twitter pages? It doesn't make sense whatsoever, right? So that's what Academics is talking about when he says, yo, they included fan pages, like they harassing fans, like they trying to scare fans into not speaking up. Like this is crazy. So Academics goes, they try to sue the Barbs, Tory Lanez and Drake fans, LOL, and then they worried why Jay-Z approval rating at an all-time low. Jay-Z and his homies got lawsuits mentioning fan pages. Nasty work. That's a fact. It's nasty work. Now, the reason why, like, I'm not somebody who's looking at this like, oh my God, Grand, you being fam. I personally have been sued like, what, a dozen times? right? A dozen times for my YouTube videos. And it's not what you think. I got sued like a dozen times before I hit like 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. These people claim, again, the same thing they are accusing Grant of doing. The exact same thing. They claiming Grant is this hitman on behalf of Drake. They told me I was a gang member. Like I was a gang leader who was leading a gang on behalf of Umar Johnson. Like what? Yo, they claim that I was this gang leader who was running this gang that was ran by Umar Johnson, and we were like the Umar Johnson's henchmen, and we were attacking and harassing people and doing all type of nonsense, bro. Because I made YouTube videos. I got sued over a dozen. Yo, these lawsuits went nowhere at all. It got to a point where other YouTubers, right, who didn't like me, were beginning
to that again.
Gang member. Like I was a gang leader who was leading a gang on behalf of Umar Johnson. The gang member Grant of doing the exact same thing. They claiming Grant is this hitman on behalf of Drake. They told me I was a gang member. Like I was a gang leader who was leading a gang on behalf of Umar Johnson.
Oh my God.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? If so, you need to stop now and immediately call an experienced auto accident attorney.
So they could take half of your money.
Bro, like what? Yo, they claim that I was this gang leader who was running this gang that was ran by Umar Johnson, and we were like the Umar Johnson's henchmen, and we were attacking and harassing people and doing all type of nonsense, bro. Because I made YouTube videos. I got sued over a dozen. Yo, these lawsuits went nowhere at all. It got to a point where other YouTubers, right, who didn't like me, were beginning to file lawsuits once they discovered they could file a lawsuit on Pacer, do content about it for about a week, don't pay the filing fee, and the lawsuit just gets thrown out, dismissed, or just never like accepted. But they still get to file it on Pacer and do content on it. So once they realized that was a hustle and that was a play, they filed like 10 or 12 lawsuits. Man, all right, bro. I said, all right, cool, bro. Y'all got it. So as somebody who has gone through this, who have been sued by quote unquote YouTubers, I would actually have to see the lawsuit. I'll actually have to see who's behind the lawsuit, and I'll actually have to see some progress in this lawsuit for me to take it seriously because I've been through it, right? And you'll have like idiotic YouTubers who will go back and see old lawsuits that got dismissed and cooked. They'll bring it online and say, Poetic Flocka was sued in 2020 and 2021. Yeah, why they don't ever tell y'all what happened to the lawsuit? Right? And again, my name is Frederick Jala. They got so creative. Yo, they were suing me from fake names, not paying the filing fee, right? Making the craziest accusations they could make under a fake name, but they don't file the filing fee. So they will sue with the craziest accusations in the world, cover it for about a week, don't pay the filing fee, so it never like truly gets filed. Then all the accusations is out there. Then I have to respond back to the accusations, but it's under a fake name. So I don't know who exactly was suing me. Yo, it was a whole lot of nonsense. So I've dealt with nonsense like this. I wouldn't put it past these people to be filing fictitious lawsuits just to have a private investigator harass Grant. I'm telling you right now, bro, I would actually have to see the actual lawsuit before I truly give this any type of like attention, okay? But no, I'm not scared to cover this. I just didn't think y'all cared about it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen. Dr. Umar Johnson pissed off a lot of white people today who believe Carmelo Anthony is guilty. Umar Johnson was on the It's Up There podcast with Loon, and they were speaking on the Carmelo Anthony situation. I've never seen Umar Johnson this passionate and animated. Umar Johnson went off. Now, some of the things he said I did not agree with, but a lot of what he said I think was absolutely spot on, and a lot of people hate him for it today.
Because you should be optimistic. Yeah.
You got to realize we the chosen ones.
Yeah.
God sent us here to be the custodians of justice.
I don't believe that at all. I don't believe in supremacy. I don't think there's a chosen race. I don't think white people are the chosen race, nor do I think black people are the chosen race. And I damn sure don't think those other people are the chosen race. Because once you start believing you're superior to another human being based on your skin tone, that's where things start going downhill. Right? I think we're all equal under God's eyes, and we're all humans, and we should all move as if we're equal. There's no supreme race. There's no, like superiority among races, right? We're all the same.
Why do you think there's been research, Loon, where they ask white people if you can pick your jury, who would you like to have on there? Almost every white person said they wanted black people on their jury. These are the people you mistreated your whole life, and you still want them on your jury. Because guess what, Loon? After they get finished calling us crack addicts, after they get finished calling us drug dealers, after they get finished calling us baby moms, after they get finished calling us eternal victims, you know what they also got to call us? The fairest people God ever put on this planet.
And I want to talk.
And that's exactly why the prosecution didn't allow any black jurors, Loon. Because a black juror with our balanced sense of justice would have saw that there's no way a child could go under a tent and know ahead of time that two white boys are going to come over there to jump him. Him having a knife, it's a complete contradiction for Caucasian nation to say, why did he have a knife? You walk around with guns every day. When you put your gun on your hip this morning, did you do it with the intent to kill anybody? Loon! These white people fight for the right to carry a gun out the house every day. Did you leave your house with the intent to take a life with that gun? No, you didn't. So why are you going to say this little black boy left his house with the intent to shake somebody with a 3-inch blade?
The same people who question why Carmelo Anthony had a knife, why would he leave the house with a knife? Oh, he was up to no good. They automatically assume bad intentions because Carmelo Anthony had a knife on him. Now, if you looked at the knife, it was like a pocket knife with it was like a utility knife. It was like a knife with like 3 or 4 different molds to do different things. This wasn't like a knife that was solely used for a weapon. This was like a utility knife with a purpose. Like you could very easily see why a kid or why anybody would have this utility knife, right? For daily tasks across your day. This was not a knife that you could say the only sole purpose of this knife was to murder somebody. But the same people who leave their house every day with firearms, they support the NRA, they support Stand Your Ground. Oh, they damn sure supported Stand Your Ground when Trayvon Martin got murdered. When Trayvon Martin got murdered after being stalked and harassed by George Zimmerman, they believe this. Stand Your Ground was white folks' favorite law after George Zimmerman got off. I'm not lying. That's just a fact. Stand Your Ground was popular among certain white folks when Zimmerman got off. Now, listen, I'm not saying that Carmelo Anthony deserved no jail time. I'm saying, do you really think that's murder? Now, where Umar Johnson kind of got it wrong at, he says that he leave his house thinking he was going to murder somebody that day. Well, that's not premeditation in Texas. In Texas, premeditation is in the moment. So if they believe that you made up your mind a second before you did it, then it still counts as premeditation. In this case, they're saying that because Carmelo Anthony told him, hey, touch me and see what happens, that was premeditation, and that right there was murder. But why I say no is because Carmelo Anthony was still sitting down.
Yeah,
he was still sitting down. Now, if Carmelo Anthony would have got up,
see what happened,
took a bladed stance, and said, touch me and watch what I... But he was still sitting down. If he had intentions on truly murdering Austin Metcalf, he would have stood up, he would have positioned himself and took a stance to murder him. But he was sitting down, right? I think him swiping up or swiping that gun, the knife around, I think it was like a freak accident, to be honest. I don't think Carmelo Anthony meant to murder Austin Metcalf. I think he was trying to get him off him. Now, Umar Johnson would also get into certain scenarios around a situation that even I thought was weird. Things like why Austin Metcalf's brother didn't take the stand.
Loon, do you really think a 5'8", 135-pound kid armed only with a 3.5-inch knife? Listen to this. Do you really think a 5'8", 135-pound child whose only weapon is a 3.5-inch knife, Loon, do you really think he wants to take a chance and fight 2 football players who don't have any weapons? Hell no. That knife is no match for 2 football players.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
Imagine Carmelo stands up. And by the way, Carmelo never left his seat. How can he be the perpetrator?
But what,
he never left his seat.
What do you say to them?
But wait, this is what I want. Let me finish.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder. And you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompt directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. Same usability we all know. Now I'm going to add one more feature. So every idea that I favorite will turn into a kickoff prompt to start building the app itself. And that's it. Just come up with your idea, any idea, and Base 44 will do the rest. So go to Base 44 and create apps with your name on it.
EVE Online is a vast universe, alive with the unrelenting activity and combined history of its players. Pursuing lives of adventure, warfare, and prosperity, they share this existence in the biggest single shard, free-to-play MMO of all time. Set 21,000 years in the future, Eve takes place in a distant cluster of over 7,000 star systems known as New Eden. It is a rich and diverse universe.
The prosecution know how fair black people are. So he couldn't have any on the jury. And why couldn't he have any on the jury, Loon? Because in the state of Texas, if you're on trial for murder, the verdict of the jury must be unanimous.
Exactly.
If one black person would have made it onto that jury, Carmelo doesn't go to jail for 35 years. The prosecution knew that, which automatically tells you what? The prosecution knew that the case was flawed from the beginning. Why you think they won't show you the video, Loon? They keep showing you grainy videos when you had witnesses out there who said a lot of people videotaped the situation. Most of the kids under the tent taped the case. Loon, they taped it.
That's probably the most underreported fact of the case. Because the dude, Eddie, who was Carmelo Anthony's friend who took the stand, other eyewitnesses said, yo, they seen his phone out. Like, they seen him recording. Man, he took the stand and said, oh, he was just faking like he was recording. Right? He was not actually recording. He was just faking like he was recording for some clout. What? Who pulls out their phone? Who pulls out a working phone?
Record.
Where, yo, I could tap one button and get to my camera. Who taps on a working phone and acts like they are recording but don't actually record? I'm confused. What? Especially, yo, they said the altercation lasted from like 5 to 15 minutes, according to them. So you mean to tell me, like Carmelo Anthony and Austin Mack,
his life was threatened. They threatened his life. I wonder, did he put it out? Because he probably put it out, and they probably threatened him to take that bitch down too. But if he put it out, somebody snatched it. Somebody probably got it, but probably not, because he was legit. Like, ain't nobody following him. But if he went in there and made that shit up, if he went in there and said he was pretending like he was recording, not even that he thought he was recording, but he wasn't recording. He said he was pretending. Oh, he capped. Somebody threatened that boy's life. He could have said anything other than that.
Kevin's going back and forth and arguing for 5 to 15 minutes. Kids are around, phones are out, and nobody recorded. Clearly they're recording. But again, unfortunately for Carmelo Anthony, you did this in front of all of his friends. All the eyewitnesses are his friends.
And his school.
You got no win in that. You should have played for the plea deal, man. Give me 15, bro. I'm gonna take it, bro. Man, his friends who are all part of the same social circle.
Take that shit to the door, man.
The pressure was mounting. The pressure was so great that Eddie, Carmelo Anthony's homie, had to take the stand and say, we not that close. We not really friends like that. Because they're social circle. You being friends with Carmelo Anthony, you coming to take the stand and saying anything positive about Carmelo Anthony, you are now a pariah in that social circle. You probably can't go back to your high school, right? Because everybody now is going to hate you. You're now the black sheep. So they essentially had to take the stand and go all pro Austin Metcalf. Not like they didn't want to. Again, they were his friends. So people were recording, but nobody wanted to get the footage. You know why? Because the footage would have probably made the situation look favorable to Carmelo Anthony. They would have probably seen Carmelo Anthony sitting down, Austin Metcalf 6'2", his brother 6'2", towering over him. The other friends probably threatening to step in as well. And they would have seen poor little Carmelo Anthony in the middle of all of this, trying to figure out his next move. Man, they couldn't dare risk that footage getting out, man. And I also agree with the black jurors. Bro, think about it for a second, man. 3 black educators were disqualified for being educators. Wouldn't a black educator be the most qualified to make a determination and a decision on this situation among 2 students?
Right.
But the 3 black educators got disqualified.
Right, exactly.
They couldn't do it. If you have 1 black educator on that panel, they're not voting guilty, bro.
Why did we never see the clear video? Because if you would have saw a clear video, you would have saw that Carmelo was not just in an altercation, okay, with Austin, right? It was Austin and Hunter. And not only was it Austin and Hunter, there were 2 other boys. 4 boys tried to jump Carmelo Loon. 4 of them. This is why they never showed you the video. Why you think, and I don't want to mix up the twins, understandably, one is deceased. I believe Hunter is still alive.
Yes, Austin.
Let me ask you a question, Loon. Do you have a twin?
No.
Imagine you have a twin, right? Another Loon. We're going to call him Boone, right? Loon and Boone. Boone was murdered. His killer is on trial for his life. You were there when that man took your twin brother's life. Can I ask you a question, Loon? How under heaven do you not take the stand in your brother's murder?
Right. I didn't understand.
I mean, you understand it?
Yeah.
Because if he would have took the stand, the defense could have cross-examined Hunter. Hunter, Is it not true that you started this? Hunter, is it not true that you and your brother jumped Carmelo? Hunter, is it not true that it was 4 of you and not just your brother?
I said that from the very beginning. A twin brother didn't take the stand. I don't know a twin brother in the history of twins who's not taking a stand. But at his brother's murder trial, I don't know a twin brother who's not taking that stand, bro. Especially if you did nothing wrong. Especially if you witnessed everything.
I know too.
Especially if you're the one who was walking with your brother up to the tent. So you understand his mind state and his mindset. It was being discussed before you got to. You had a lot to offer and you didn't take the stand. Why? Because I think Hunter was more involved than they're letting on. I think Hunter was involved in this. I think Hunter, right, was probably one of the agitators. I think that's why the video would never come out. Right? They put out like the grainy video. That listen, bro. That video doesn't show a goddamn thing. That video shows shadows pushing.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you in?
Yo, I see people say, yo, bro, folks tell me, yo, Flacco, are you going to react to the video? What video are y'all want me to? What, like the grainy video? Like, I might react to the body cam footage, which I'm probably going to at some point, probably tomorrow or so, but like, bro, what about that video, like, tells y'all something impactful? Like, what? It makes no sense whatsoever to me, man. Like, at all, bro, at all. But Umar Johnson would also go in on the father. And he would also point out how Jeff Metcalf, which is the father, yo, he was really strategic from day one. He really, really, really was strategic. And he was trying to line up Carmelo Anthony's family from day one. And Umar Johnson really point out how he moved like a fox and he moved like a tactician and a general. And how this man been plotting on the Carmelo Anthony family since day one.
Drew Anthony, you're a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fired. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
But let me show you the Machiavellian military mindset of Caucasians. Let me show you the Machiavellian military mindset of Caucasian. What was Daddy Metcalf doing before the trial, Lone?
He was being very aggressive.
No, before the trial started. He was going to the press conferences, extending an olive branch.
Well, no, one of them he went and he was standing in the. They kicked him out.
They did, but he said he came there to be supported.
So he tried to act like he was.
He tried to act like a friend to the Anthonys to get inside. What's the movie coming out right now, Lone? Odyssey. Everybody to go watch Odyssey. What was the basis of Odyssey? It was the Trojan horse. We're going to pose as a friend, send them a gift. And once the Trojan horse is behind enemy territory, let loose and destroy their ass. That's exactly what Daddy Metcalf was going to do. How do you go from going to the press conferences, trying to extend an olive branch, trying to establish some sort of conciliatory agenda, trying to achieve solidarity with the boy who accidentally took your son's life? How do you go from being a friend to the Carmelos to calling them watermelon felons in black BITCHs? He was never a friend. You cannot trust your enemy, Loon.
The father was laying it on thick. You couldn't trust him.
That's a deep message right there. You can't trust your enemy, right? Like, think about that. Even in your relationships, like sometimes you can't even trust your significant other. They be pretending, bro. Some motherfuckers pretending the beginning to the end of that shit. You feel me? Everybody out here pretending, bro. And that's the real gamble. That's the real fucking gamble. Because you never know what a motherfucker thinking. You never can truly know a person's thoughts, right? And if you knew the truth of how some of these people think about you and what they think about you, You wouldn't say shit to them at all. That's why I move how I move.
From day one, the father was talking about, can we pray together? Can we hold hands and pray together at this press conference? I think what the father was trying to do, which ultimately it worked, it kind of swayed Carmelo Anthony and his family from really speaking and being vocal during the trial or before the trial, and really pointing out the race factors of this, right? And they sat back. They didn't really point out the race factors. They didn't really make a big hoopla about it being no black jury, right? They really sat back and kind of got tricked, right? Like they got tricked into silence. And what happened was, you know, he went to trial, he got found guilty, and now they're doing the opposite of what they did before the trial and during the trial, but it's too little too late. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe, all right, you know, that Carmelo Anthony is innocent? Is he guilty? Let me know, man. All right, do y'all believe that Austin Metcalf's brother Hunter has something to hide? Is that why he didn't take the stand? Let me know, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out, where I explained how T Grizzly just got himself in a really bad situation. I'm gonna see you guys in this T Grizzly video. Out of here, folks.
No one was ready for what just happened. C-Dance 2.0 just dropped.
T Grizzly just got himself in the middle of something really terrible and really bad, and it stems around the Baby Shooter situation from a couple of months ago. T Grizzly and a gang member from LA called Baby Shooter have been beefing online for a couple of months now. It's been a public feud. Baby Shooter robbed T Grizzly's house, went to jail, and then claimed that T Grizzly snitched on him and produced paperwork. T Grizzly and Dogface and others proved that the paperwork that Baby Shooter provided may not have been 100% real and truthful. So that led to T Grizzly going on academics and other platforms claiming Baby Shooter is making up fake paperwork about him, and that led to a back and forth. Now, you guys forgot this back and forth. It's very crucial to this story. So but some say he also took it to the police, which we will review shortly. But what I do know, when this happened, T Grizzly put the bag in the streets. He put a bag.
And you do know when that jury get took to claim the insurance on that jury, you gotta have that report. So that's standard procedure, especially if a nigga take $1 million jury. Bitch, you ain't gonna make up 10 crazy as fuck.